All right, it's January 8th, 2021. We are 13 days away from the day of the mirror. um, you know, the whole country now is just, I don't know, in a weird place. Uh, the Democrats, Joe Biden, who's talking about unifying everybody, came out yesterday and made one of the most crazy racist statements I've ever heard where, he's like basically saying, hey man, if it had been all black people marching on the Capitol, they would have slaughtered them all, killed them all. If that isn't stoking the flames of hatred and racial hatred, I don't know what is. So, Joe Biden, he's the devil himself as far as I'm concerned. But, we're living in what, I'm calling it the age of mobilization, but a lot of people are saying, oh, we're living in the cancel culture where they want to cancel this and cancel that and cancel people. And of course, the liberal left now, what they want to do is just cancel Trump like he never existed. They're talking about impeaching him. They're talking about the 25th Amendment, and the dude's only got 12 more days in office. And, there's no mercy, there's no forgiveness, there's no love for their fellow man coming out of the left. The country is divided. The left wants us to believe that the 75 million people that voted for Trump are all haters, are all Nazis, are all terrorists. And on the right, we're looking at the left and, we believe that most of what they're talking is lies and delusional, that the Kool-Aid channels pretty much spout nothing but lies. So, an example is Joe Biden. He's looking back at this summer at the protests that happened in Washington as though there was no violence and they were completely peaceful, and Trump ordered the police to fire tear gas on the innocent protesters, even though the protesters burned down St. John's Church right across the street from the White House and were throwing bricks and bottles of water that were filled with ice at the cops. But the Trump people who, I know there was a woman killed, but she was unarmed. And, the Trump protesters, it wasn't right what happened, but they didn't kill anybody and they weren't throwing bricks and rocks. And they really didn't destroy the Capitol building other than a few broken windows. Most of the damage was done by the Capitol police setting off the smoke bombs and whatnot. But, Joe Biden wants, he's already, they're trying to rewrite history, how America was founded, trying to make us believe that America has been this horrible country filled with nothing but white people that are racist. And now he's rewriting history that happened just this last summer, man. So, it's the cancel culture. But, I will tell you, maybe we should start canceling some stuff. So, I've been saying, my position is I gave up voting in 1992 because I came to my own conclusion that voting doesn't work, that your vote doesn't matter. And I've been consistently telling people don't vote for, 28 years. But, I would say that's one of the paths forward is to not vote anymore. The politicians saying they're going to fix stuff, that's all a big lie. Telling you that your vote matters, that's all a big lie. But, let's just set aside the don't vote concept. What I'm going to say is Twitter is canceling Trump's Twitter account. And, freedom of speech is quickly disappearing, and the left is perfectly fine with that. They want to censor everybody that supported Trump, or if you have any opinions different from theirs, they want you shut down and to shut up. So what I'm going to recommend to everybody out there, if you care about what's going on, the time has come to cancel your Twitter account. And you know what? I'm going to do that today, right after I get done with this video. I'm canceling Twitter. And maybe there's some other stuff we need to cancel, like canceling YouTube, canceling Facebook, and canceling Google. So think about that. That to me is the next step for those of us that want to actually make change, man, is we need to make a statement. And it isn't about voting. It's canceling these services. And, what I will tell you is, it's weird, but like, nothing is really evil or good in and of itself. Like a gun could be used for evil. A gun could be used for good. Money could be used for evil, and money could be used for good. The love of money is evil, but the same is true with technology. Technology is technology, but it can just as easily be used for evil as it could for good. I worked at Apple Computers. I started there back in 1980. And, I worked with Steve Jobs. I knew him. And he had this vision that technology would be used for good and would change the world for good. And I basically was on board and believed it. But I got to tell you, as I worked at Apple for almost 20 years, my opinion basically kind of changed, because despite the fact that I could see the upside to computers, that productivity would increase, that our ability to communicate with each other would increase, what I saw, even at Apple, is that there were more people using a computer for negative things, to not increase their productivity, to shirk and jerk off at work. One of the first things that got invented for the Mac was a screensaver, which was like a spreadsheet. So every time your supervisor walked around, you could hit the screensaver, and it looked like you were working on your spreadsheet. But the reality was you were just looking at porno or playing a game or something on your computer. So your productivity was going like, not upwards, So I'm just saying that's kind of where we are with all these big tech companies is, everybody thought, hey, the internet and even Facebook and Twitter were going to be good. But what we're seeing right now is they're on the verge of becoming bad. And, big tech just in and of themselves, manipulated the election to where it wasn't free and fair, because they were playing by their own rules. They were censoring any information that would make you think twice about voting for Joe Biden, and they were letting all the lies pour through on Donald Trump. And, I'm going to tell you, the lies are on both sides. But each side thinks the lies are only on the other side, but they're on both sides. And that's why we're in those end days, man, because, in Revelations 13, I think it is, where it says God gives us all over to where we believe a lie. And, there's millions of lies, so take your pick of what lie you want to believe. But it's not healthy for us as a society to be walking around delusional, believing in things that aren't true. Because look at the 6th. That's what a manifestation of that was, is because people kind of believed that storming the Capitol was going to do something. But, it could be time that we close the book on Facebook, man. I got friends that have been telling me to get my account open, but Facebook has locked my account forever, and I really don't give a rat's ass about getting it opened. And I'm going to tell you, there's other ways to communicate. And, like I said, where we thought technology would help us improve society, by having more open thought and discussion and debate and communications, it's actually producing the opposite, and we're more isolated. And, having friends on Facebook is not the same as talking to real people in real life. And that's half the reason why we're so divided, is because our ability to communicate face to face with each other is becoming a lost art. And, what I would tell you is, at the same time that I'm saying maybe we should close the book on Facebook, if you read Revelations, one of the things that happens is, the Lamb the books are opened, right at the day of atonement, the day of judgment. And I'll tell you, the books that are open, they're talking about people's minds. Your mind is a book. It records everything that ever happens to you, all your experiences. And that's what it's talking about when it says the books are opened. It's your mind book that's being opened. And God can see into that. And that's why I've been saying, hey, man, you really want to be with God, not against God, because if your book is opened and God ain't in your book, that's a problem, because maybe that's a book that should be just thrown away, But, the books, I think we're approaching the day of the mirror, that maybe that's what's going on, is the books are going to begin to be opened, at least on nations as a whole, and eventually on us each as individuals. But, where do we go? A path forward. I was saying it's all about faith. It is all about faith. But, one thing I'm going to tell you is, Jesus is the truth. And I was watching a video the other day where a guy was saying it's a David and Goliath moment, that Trump is going to fling the stone and the stone is Jesus. Well, Jesus is the truth. And, that's one thing we're all looking at, is like, where is the truth? And without Jesus, there is no truth. And Jesus said, I am the door. And when I open the door, no man can shut it. And when I shut it, no man can open it. But that's the path that we need to be following, is the door Jesus is opening up. It's open to everybody, man. It doesn't matter what your race or your color or any of that is. And it's simple, man. Love God and love your neighbor as you love yourself, man. If we all did that, the world would be okay, And just like, we'd like to have, guns could either be good or evil. I always think, well, the world would be better off if we just didn't have any guns. Well, you know what? Technology could be good or evil. And in the long run, the world might be better off without technology. So you don't really need Facebook, man. When God created the earth and put us in the garden, there was no Facebook, man. But, the door is open and Jesus is calling in a powerful way, man. And, that's the glory that's going to be revealed shortly in 2021, is the truth, the stone, the cornerstone. It's going to become painfully obvious, but it's going to be glorious, and eyes will be opened up, And if you got the ears to hear and the eyes to see, hold on to your hats, because, amidst the darkness, truth just, one small flicker of truth, man, can illuminate, a whole room. So that's what we need. That's the path forward. All this, hey, we got to be one. One in what? But the door is open, man. It's opened in a powerful way. Open your mind. The destruction that awaits us, it's brought on by ourselves, man. God doesn't want us destroyed, but, history has taught us we destroy ourselves. And, it's our own mind blocks and the squares and the frameworks we put into our own minds that doesn't allow us to see a path forward, because we box ourselves in, whereas God is unlimited and infinite possibilities, but He's the solid foundation, the framework for the world to move forward, man. And that's with God and treating each other with respect and love, and violence is not the answer. And that's the difference, of the glory and the battle that's gonna manifest shortly. Is it's not there might be people fighting in the streets, but that's not the battle that is upon us, man. It's a spiritual battle, and it's a battle of truth over lies, and that's where the glory is going to lie. And, I will try and help illuminate as many as I can. And I want to thank Kate Tanya for leaving a message. And, she used this word ministry. I don't know if it's a ministry, and I don't sit here and make claims to being a prophet, but, I've had experiences in my lifetime, near-death experiences, and I've felt, the presence of Jesus, and that was back, in like 2011, I think. And it changed my life, but hey, for all those other people out there, I know what it might, that just because you say you don't believe in God, that doesn't mean, if you don't know God, that doesn't mean God doesn't know you. And if you're not loving God or loving Jesus, that doesn't mean God and Jesus doesn't love you. They love you, man, and they want you back. They want you back. But, in my life, I've been angry at God. I've been mad at God. I've hated God, but that didn't get me anywhere. And God loved me so much. He never gave up on me. And, he brought me back into the fold. So, I'm a prodigal son myself. So, there's hope for everybody, and there's forgiveness for everybody, and there's redemption for everybody. And there's a future, man. The shore of evermore. That's what's important, is crashing the new millennium and figuring out the new parameters where we can all coexist. And you know what? It's awesome that we're all unique, that we're all snowflakes, that we're all different. It isn't about being automaton, brainless, Kool-Aid drinking zombies, man. All right, hey, stay strong. Pray to God. There's a lot of people praying, and I got some issues with what's going on there too. But, that'll be a topic for another day. All right. Hang in there, everybody. And, amidst the darkness, there is silver linings and amazing things that are about to happen.